When I strike it, we're gonna take a big breath in, and then we're gonna hold for a few seconds, and then we're going to slowly release. Exhale. I hope you are well. I decided to do another tarot and oracle reading video to practice for my own self and to lighten up the channel a little bit. I don't want it to appear too heavy. If the volume or the sound is a little bit echoey, I do apologize. I do have a mic, but I need to get one of those clip-on mics. Hopefully, that's my next purchase. But I do have a few oracle cards. I picked 3 for you to choose from. This is actually a tarot deck, but it's so huge. Like, the cards are this big, right? So I use it as an oracle deck. And I just wanted to show it to you. This is it right here. And it is from Top That. I don't know if you can see it. But yes, it's even actually advised inside the booklet that you can use this as an oracle deck should you wish. Now, the 3 cards that I did pull, you're going to choose from them, and then we're going to do a tarot reading. And the tarot deck that I'm using today is the Golden Universal Tarot, in case you wanted to know. I like this. It's no different than the Rider-Waite, but it's just more decorative, if you may. And if you follow the booklet is really short and more concise. But let's get into it. I did pick 3 cards based on some recurrent themes that I personally have been noticing. So I'm going to show you card number 1, and then card number 2, and then card number 3. And then you can choose the card that you feel most drawn to, or that your intuition, or that it's calling to you. And I will place the time stamps in the description, so please do check the description, and we'll go from there. So card number 1 is this, the High Priestess. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is the Hanged Man. And card number 3 is this one, Justice. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. All right. Pick your card, and I will be seeing you at your timestamps. Welcome card number 1 to your pile and to your reading. If you chose this card, the High Priestess, then this is your reading. And the question that we are going to be asking today is, what do you need to know right now? What does your higher self, what does pile number 1's higher self or guides or the universe want you to know? What does pile number 1's higher self and guides want them to know? What does your higher self want you to know right now? What message does your higher self have for you right now? All right, got a few cards flew out at me. I don't do reversals, not as of yet, but this is interesting. Let's see what we got. All right. Let's focus here. These two cards are very, very interesting. I'm trying to understand this reading, but it seems like a lot has happened and a lot might still be happening with you. So here we have the Knight of Wands as well as the Lovers. Now the Knight, the reason I tried to put cards together, so we pulled the Knight of Wands and the Lovers, we pulled the Sun, and then we also pulled the 9 of Cups along with the 6 of Pentacles. The way I would interpret this reading is as following, and I hope it resonates with somebody out there. The Knight of Wands represents almost a crossroads, distancing yourself, or adventure. You might literally be going on an adventure. But for me, I would see this card as more of a decision-making card. You're almost trying to distance yourself here from something or someone, looking the other way, as if you're trying to gain a different perspective and maybe discover something new that might lead you on a new adventure or might lead you to a different decision. That is what the Knight of Wands represent. Now, the reason I coupled it up with the Lovers, which is this card, is because the Lovers actually, well, I mean, it does represent love, but more than that, it represents choice. It represents the possibility of the need to make a decision. So these two are intertwined. You might find yourself in a situation or a relationship or a partnership or a companionship where everything was hunky-dory, and now all of a sudden things have occurred that require you to somewhat distance yourself emotionally, mentally, physically from the situation, to possibly gain more understanding and wisdom or an epiphany. You might even need to go somewhere, like I said, to further make a decision. So that's what these two cards represent. Now, in between these two cards and these two cards is the Sun. The Sun is another major arcana card, which is really, really interesting because the Lovers is a major arcana card. So that's usually that's significant of a life event, not just a day-to-day event, but something significant in your life is represented in here. So the Sun represents clarity, all that is good, accomplishment, joy, happiness. You can see with clarity, prosperity. Yeah, so I wonder if the situation that is happening in the relationship that represents the Lovers, where you need to make a choice, causing you to consider distancing yourself. I wonder if the decision will eventually lead, or the distancing of yourself would lead to significant clarity and vision and knowing and understanding. Whatever decision you end up making, the end result appears to be success. It appears to be, this is the Nine of Cups. As you can see, a very happy, satiated man who is in gratitude. Man, woman, it doesn't matter, by the way. These are just, they represent energies, not actual genders. So the decision, the clarity that you're going to be led to will lead you to make a decision that seems to align with the best. Satiation, happiness, and fulfillment in your life. As well as the Six of Pentacles. As you can see, this is a very, very generous person, handing out gifts, money, to help the community. So not only will you be satiated, happy, and in gratitude, but you also will help others with your compassion and with your empathy and by giving. So that's the energy that I get from these cards. Now, with regards to the main oracle card that you picked, which is the High Priestess. The High Priestess represents, it's interesting because the High Priestess is a sexual symbol. You might be a person who's extremely attractive, sensual, sexual. People might be attracted to you, but at the same time you might find that you are very shy, because the High Priestess represents sexuality, but she's also a virgin. So it's an interesting combination happening here, but also a wise woman, a knowing woman, a just woman. Not only like just all-knowing, kind, giving, understanding, clear in her decisions, and just and righteous. So, but definitely sexuality plays a role here. So I wonder if this resonates with anyone out there. So this is for pile number 1. I hope this reading, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment and let me know. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Hanged Man, this is your reading. All right, let's get started here. Pile number 2. What does pile number 2? What does your higher self, as well as your guides that love you unconditionally, want you to know right now? Pile number 2. What is the message from the higher self right now for pile number 2? What does pile number 2 need to know right now? What does pile number 2 need to know right now? What does pile number 2 need to know right now? One more, please. One more. Wow, I got a lot more. All right, let's pause it 1 second. Of all the cards that I have pulled for you, I can't figure this one out, which is the moon. Well, at least I can't figure it out with the interpretation of the Golden Universal Tarot. The moon, we pulled a lot of major arcana cards, which again signifies that major life events are on their, you're either undergoing them or you are on the verge of undergoing major life events. But it's hard, I can't believe that they're not happening as is, considering the number of major arcana cards. We have the moon, we have the Empress, we have the Emperor. Now, these are amazing. These indicate success. You've reached fulfillment, basically material wealth, fertility, health, stability, everything. You've got it all. From the male and the female perspective, which means that you're whole. But how do we get to here? So, considering that the oracle that you chose is the Hanged Man. Now, I don't know if you know what the Hanged Man represents. It's traditional tarot reading. The Hanged Man indicates stagnation and a possible shifting of perspective. Are you shifting perspectives? Or maybe you are being asked by your higher self to look at a specific situation in a different way than what you have been looking at it from a different angle. It also indicates stagnation or just stuckness. You're stuck and you're feeling stuck. So when you're feeling stuck, it might help to start looking at things in a different manner. Now, the moon indicates a lot of, in traditional tarot, the moon indicates union, or the ability to unite your subconscious mind along with your conscious mind, healing your inner child, and doing shadow work, resolving a lot of trauma. So I wonder if that is something you are currently doing, or maybe that is something that your higher guides are advising you. Because once this occurs, oh yes, now that's the interpretation I'm used to. Here in the universal, Golden Universal Tarot, this indicates superficiality and like dreaminess and romanticizing. So I don't know which one clicks for you. But regardless, I'm going to put this aside. You ended up with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands indicates a birth of a creative idea, concept, something is being created that is most likely going to bring you significant abundance. So this creation, look after it and further advance it and allow it to grow. Now I wonder if whatever situation that you're stuck in that is going to make you alter your perspective will give birth to this project or this creation or this idea. Now, the other card you got is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a man of action. This, again, not man as in gender, the energy of a knight who is strong, has a lot of will, power, and is forceful. There's action happening. So I wonder if the birth of this idea, this project, is going to lead you to develop this incredible strength that will further be accompanied with significant, successful, forceful action. And then we have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles indicates material wealth. It can't get any more straightforward than that. So for me, something's going on, something's brewing, you're going to alter your perspective. A new idea is going to be an epiphany, is going to lead you to take action towards a project. This project is going to eventually lead you to significant material abundance. And after that, you have the Emperor as well as the Empress. Again, this is completeness, wholeness. You've unified all aspects of yourself. You're at the top of the world from every aspect that you can imagine. So I do apologize. The reading was fairly quick and short, but that is it. The message of the Hanged Man Oracle. You are currently in a situation where you find yourself extremely stuck, regardless be it a physical situation or an emotional or mental situation. Alter how you look at it so you can give birth to all of this. So that is your reading. Group number 2. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know if any of this resonated with you. And thank you if you chose Justice. Group number 3. This is your reading. So Justice represents exactly that. Equilibrium. Just. So yeah, that is balanced outlook on life, balanced judgment of whatever situation or person. That is what the oracle or the tarot card that you chose represents. Now, let's start your reading. Group number 3. What does your higher self want you to know right now? Group number 3. What does your higher self or your guides that love you unconditionally want you to know right now? Group number 3. What does your higher guide, higher self, what do your guides and higher self want you to know right now? Group number 3. 1 second, something flipped. Oh, this really wants to come out. So we're taking it out. Okay, the Fool. Very, very interesting. What does group number 3? Okay, I don't know. That lots of cards flew out. Let's try that again, please. I do apologize. More cards, please. Maybe 2 or 3. What does group number 3 need to know right now? 3 of Cups. Maybe 1 more or 2 more. What does group number 3 need to know right now? What does group number 3 need to know right now? What does group number 3 need to know right now? 2 more, please. Group number 3. And that's exactly what flipped out. All right. Let's pause here. I do have to ask if you are seeing a lot of 3s. Are you witnessing the number 3 at all? It's just yeah, it's very interesting. So you had the Fool, but then you also had the 3 of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man, which is a major arcana card, and then you have the 3 of Cups. And I don't know why, but I have this urge to ask you if you are seeing synchronicities that involve the number 3, or maybe 6, or maybe 9, or maybe 3, 6, and 9. If you are you seeing 333 on your clock, or just as a number, you know? Let me know if you are. It'd be very interesting. I'd like to know this. I really would. It signifies a lot for me personally. So yes, thank you. Please comment below if you are experiencing synchronicities that involve the number 3 or any of the Tesla numbers. So let's get started. The Fool. This is a very interesting. I love this card. I love what it represents. I love its energy. The Fool is basically, if you think of someone fresh from university, excited for life, very, very little experience, very non-judgmental, very fresh, willing to experience diversity in all its shapes and forms, not afraid. This is the Fool. It's just a very young, fresh energy. So I wonder if this speaks to your type of energy, to your type of personality. I tend to be this. I'm a fool. I fall in love with ease. I'm willing to do anything. I take things at their face value. So that is essentially what this card represents. So I wonder if this speaks to who you find yourself to be. The Fool also tends to have, and it's not the Fool by the sense of the word that we know it and the way we understand it. It just truly signifies someone who's just not tainted by experiences that tend to be more on the negative aspect of things. But I see the Fool as, I wish there were more fools out there, if you may. So that's that energy of the Fool. And the next card that we pulled was the 3 of Wands. Now, if you look at this card, the person is sort of, looking out into the distance. Wands tend to represent creative ideas, creative concepts, projects, stuff like that. Things that stimulate your mind and make you create in the real world. So this person is sort of holding on to one specific wand and almost as if they're ready to take charge and do something with that. And that's essentially the meaning of Three of Wands. I wonder if you are on the verge of a breakthrough with a concept or a realization or an idea, and you might just need to contemplate it, or you might be contemplating it. So that's what this card represents. Then, oh, geez, 1 second, I dropped a card. I didn't even know oh yes, we did, okay. So the next one is the Hanged Man. Now I guess it kind of makes sense given this. Are you in a situation where you find yourself in a need of a different perspective or a shift? Do you find yourself stuck? The Hanged Man also tends to represent some form of sacrifice, or just self-sacrifice, and just this energy of being stuck and the need to move forward. To me, these two cards somewhat, I know they don't look similar, but they kind of feed off each other. One person here, you're veering off, trying to figure things out, and here you're a little bit stuck and you need to figure things out. It's almost as if you need a shift in perspective or a shift in your physical location. The Hanged Man was also the reading of group number 2. If you want to go check that reading out, I wonder if there's a message there for you. Now, when you end up resolving whatever is keeping you stuck, now what I did in the other group was I turned this around. If you find yourself stuck in a specific situation, unable to move from it, be it physical, be it emotional, be it a mental situation, you might just need to look at it from a different perspective, from a different angle. And I wonder if that will give birth to the creative endeavor that is here, that will hopefully lead you out of this stuckedness that you are in energetically. So that is that. And the final card that you got was the Three of Cups. Cups tend to represent emotions, but as you can see here, there's a lot of joy and celebration and happiness. And again, 3 is birth. There's a birth happening here. I wonder if there's a new relationship, maybe, or a new something is being birthed, literally birthed, maybe a baby, into your own reality. That will give you so much joy and cause to celebrate. So that is what the Three of Cups represents: happiness, joy. You're with people, and there's this new energy that is giving you so much fulfillment and so much happiness that is either arriving or about to arrive into your reality. And as I said, justice. Justice represents equilibrium, simply put. So that is your reading, group number 3. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. Let me know in the comments if any of this resonates, and what questions would you like me to ask on your behalf during readings. Thank you. Have a lovely day.